Before we dash off into the wild world yonder, I should mention, Malady and I had a talk on the way here. Oh, you know, this and that. And she mentioned that the thing in my head is probably a demon. Told me there's a fella not so far from where we're headed who might be able to help me with it too. Are you afraid of me now? I hope so too. Thanks, Chief.
It's rather impressive that a place named Reaper's Coast is even less cheerful than it sounds. Then again, I suppose desolate, boring, and covered in fish heads coast doesn't quite roll off the tongue. Still, here we are. I trust I needn't remind you about our agreement. Yes. I feared you may have been thinking about cheese or murder or some other organic hobby. Listen closely. It is vitally important that I gain access to the Magister's cave excavation in the nearby Black Pits. Since my emancipation, I have sought clues of what happened to my people. In those caves, I may find answers. There are reports Magisters have been hauling mysterious, ancient artifacts from the ground. I suspect it to be an eternal site. And if even the clucking roosters of the Divine Order can find eternal artifacts, imagine what else must lie there. Well, I would hardly have to break in if I knew that, would I? There may be tablets detailing the history I've missed. Useful relics or ruins showing signs of destruction. Just any hint to help me make sense of it all. In a sense, the lady, or the goddess, Armadia, as you know her, told me the Eternals were wiped out in a war with our king. But wars leave scars, ruins, weapons, bodies. A story writ large across the landscape. I have not read that story. And until I have seen it for myself, I still hold out hope. But of course, please, carry on, O dedicated leader.
Hmm? Oh, you catch me during a meditative moment. Gods, voids, a perilous journey through the Hall of Echoes. One wonders whether one is awake or dreaming. Awake! And traveling with a 5-year-old, apparently. Now, if you'll unhand me, it's high time we return to the order of the day. Which in my case is still the domain of dreams, of course. Bramos the Wanderer told me to meet him in Driftwood. So, to Driftwood we must go. I can only hope it will be a town of opulence and plenitude, despite its rather discouraging name.
I've got sword fighters, mages, archers, all willing to fight by your side if the price is right. Speak to me if you're looking for hire. Oh, I see you have a full contingent already.
Hail, friend, and remember, in Lucian's love there can be no wrong. Paradise awaits, my friend. Not an actual paradise, of course. I don't think there's such a place in all of Rivellon. Paradise Downs. My parents still sow the soil there. And if the Order hadn't called me to its ranks, I'd still call their farm my home. I miss it. I miss them. They've been forever understanding of my duty. But I admit, I've been neglectful. I have some wrongs to right. Only as often as I need his guidance, God Organ. When I invoke Lucian's words, I invoke his deeds too. He stood for the defenseless when the Black Ring rose up. For all of us. For my mother, my father.
Gareth's nostalgia lasts for just a moment longer. He composes himself, clears his throat, and waits for your next question.
I expect Malady has an answer to that.
You must be one of those uniquely gifted sorcerers I keep hearing about. Such illustrious company I find myself in.
He extends his hand to you. It's clad in a curious-looking metal gauntlet, the likes of which you haven't seen before.
I am Tarquin. Consider me at your service. I'm something of a polymath, if you'll pardon the hot air. Inventing, healing, perhaps a little magic from time to time. Until recently, I was a prisoner of Dallas. But now, thanks to your daring do, I am a free man, and a grateful one. That you're, how did Malady put it again? A godwoken. Yes, that's it. Quite remarkable if it's true. I'm sure we'll be close friends.
Tarquin pauses, taking you in. Genial smile and calculating eye.
Most people are too sentimental to admit that friendship is a transaction. I am not. I'm sure we can both be of use to each other. Marvelous. Great things abound in our future, I'm sure. Why, it was your ally, Malady, who spared me. She claimed that I might be of some use yet. Rather flattering to enjoy the favor of such a powerful being.
As you approach,